محمد الداعي إلى كل فعل محبوب وأمر مطلوب وعلى آله وأصحابه المقتفين سبيله على خير أسلوب. أما بعد، فيقول رب تبارك وتعالى في كتابه المنزل: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والله أنزل من السماء ماء فأحيا به الأرض بعد موتها إن في ذلك لآية لقوم يسمعون. Allah says in the Quran that He sends down water that brings the earth back to life, and in that is a sign for those who listen. Continuing our discussion from last week, I spoke to you about the need to recognize responsibility as parents, to teach your children about the need to fulfill the nourishment of their souls. Because we are conscious of the nourishment their body needs, but we fail often to recognize the need that they have for their souls, the developmental milestones, and we spoke about salah. Now, just as the nourishment for the body comes to us in seasons, so it is for the nourishment that comes for our soul also is sent in the world through seasons. Allah has created the physical world, the world through which we find the things, the nourishment for our bodies, through the seasons that fluctuate. We know when the harvest will come. We plan for that. Living in the modern world, we are not as conscious as we would normally be in the natural environment, where you look for the seasons and you know when the nourishment for the body comes. And so it is for the spiritual life. There is also seasons for the harvest and for the development of the spiritual life. And that is what I want to speak to you about today. Because we are in a season of harvest, a season of boost for the spiritual nourishment that one should receive. And it is in this month of Shaban in which we are. Allah has given us this month. It is the month before Ramadan, and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam used to fast more in this month than any other month apart from Ramadan. The Sahaba Usama ibn Zayd asked Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, I see that you are fasting in this month more than any other month, and he said, yes, there is a reason why I do this. There's a reason why I fast in this month, and that reason is that deeds are presented. The deeds, your record of the whole year is presented on this day, in this month. فأحب ترفع الأعمال إلى رب العالمين. فأحب أن ترفع عملي وأنا صائم. That I want that my record is presented to Allah in such a way at a time when I'm fasting. When we are in our work or in our worldly life, when there's an assessment or an inspection is about to happen, we prepare for it. We have the best clothes. We have the best behavior. We like our reports in our inspections and assessments and our appraisals to be completed with the best record. And in the spiritual realm, records are taken to Allah at 3 levels. One is the daily record, which I spoke to you a few weeks ago about the angels, the transition of the shifts of the angel that leaves at night. He goes to Allah and Allah says what they're doing. In fact, Allah knows, but to reinforce this to the angels, He said, how did you leave them? And the angels that take the day shift, they're also asked. And they say, Inna ataynahum wa hum yusallun. We came to them and they were praying, Salatul Fajr. And we left them, wa taraknahum wa hum yusallun. And we left them and they were praying as well. So that is the daily record that is presented by the angels. And then there's a weekly record. There's a weekly delivery of records as well, an appraisal of records. And that weekly record is on Thursday night. And we have hadith for this that confirms that Allah that the angels take up the record on the night on Thursday night, which is the night before Jum'ah. So there's daily record presentation, there's appraisal, and then there's weekly appraisal, and then there's a yearly appraisal. And the yearly appraisal is in this month in which we are. And when Usama ibn Zayd asked Rasulullah ﷺ about it, he said that يَغْفَلُ شَهْرٌ يَغْفَلُ عَنْهُ النَّاسِ, that people are neglectful about this month, and they don't realize that the importance of this month. This month is, of course, a preparation for Ramadan. It's where you warm up, where you increase your ibadah. And as we do in any appraisal, we make that appraisal to sign off in the best possible manner. When we have an inspection from Ofsted or any other place, we are keen to make our final moments, our final record of that inspection the best. And this is what Rasulullah ﷺ is saying, that I want the best. I want my record to be the best. On the day when this record is being presented, I want my record so that Allah receives my record for the whole year in such a way that I am fasting, because fasting is the ibadah between the servant and Allah. Between servant and Allah, Allah says that ana ajzi bihi, that I am the one who will reward for fasting. Every amal has a reward attached to it, but when it comes to fasting, he leaves his food and his drink for me. I am going to reward. I'm going to give him a reward that he wouldn't even imagine how great it is. So fasting is one of the sunnah of this month. Now I want you to forget about all the controversies about what is right and what is wrong, about what is bid'ah and what is sunnah. Recognize that it is fully confirmed that Rasulullah ﷺ used to fast in this month, so fast in this month. Do not neglect the month in such a way that you think that there's nothing to be done. This is the month of appraisal. This is the month when your record is delivered. When there's an appraisal, when Allah will look at your whole year, the entire year of your record will be assessed on this in this month. And then there's another benefit of this month. There's another bounty to this month, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inna Allah yattali'u ila khalqihi, that Allah looks upon His creation in this month. In laylatin nisf min Shaban, on the 15th night of Shaban, in the middle of the night, middle of the month, He looks at the entire creation, فَيَغْفِرُ لِجَمِيعِ خَلْقِهِ, Allah, that He forgives all His creatures, all His servants, except two categories of people. And this we have to aim to make our actions and to develop ourselves so that we don't fall into these two categories. These two categories are what? The first is illa al-mushrik, the one who ascribes partner, al-mushrik, shirk. Now, don't get comfortable, begin to think that somehow I don't bow my head to idols, so therefore I'm not in this category. There are two types of shirk. Shirk, the big shirk, the one in which you ascribe partners to Allah openly. But there's another type of shirk, a shirk called shirk al-khafi, the one in which you do actions of ibadah but include others in it. And that is by giving charity to show people and doing ibadah, making your prayer, beautifying your prayer so that people can see how pious you are. That is also known as shirkul khafi. The other name for it is riyah. So we have to make sure that our a'mal, our actions are stemming from sincerity in such a way that we do not have. On the day of judgment, the scenario where Allah said, "Why did you do it?" And we say, "We did it for you," and He said, "No, you lied. You did it so that people will say so, and they will say so, and they will say so, and they have said it, so there's nothing for you here." That is the consequence of this amal. That your actions will be destroyed if you include people, if you include others when you do. So sincerity is the first, avoiding shirk in that sense. And the second is al-mushahid. The one who will not receive forgiveness on the 15th night is the one who has hiqd in his heart, which is hatred and malice for other people. For your friends, for your family, for your mother, your children, and all human beings. That it is the condition of a believer that he should have, a believer should not have hatred. His heart should not be filled with hatred and malice and ill will towards people. And that is the person who will not, in that category. Now, this is easy said, but hard to achieve. Rasulullah ﷺ said that this is my sunnah. Anas ibn Malik reports that Rasulullah ﷺ said to him that, "Ya bunay, O my son, إن قدرت أن تصبح وتمسي وليس في قلبك غش لأحد فافعل." That, "O my son, if you are able to wake up in the morning or go to bed at night, you'll be able to go to bed in the night and wake up in the morning in which there is no hatred, no malice, no ill feeling towards anyone in your heart, then do this." That is the heart of a believer. A heart of a believer is cleansed of hatred and ill will towards everyone. clearing your heart. And he didn't stop there. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam continued. He said that ذَلِكَ مِن sunnati, that this is my sunnah, the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam who is reminding him that this is my heart. This is how I do. This is what my sunnah is. فَمَنْ أَحْيَا sunnati, and whosoever revives my sunnah, أَحَبَّنِي, that person loves me. Now, loving Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam is a condition of iman. لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يكون الله ورسوله أحب إليه مما سواهما. That you will not attain iman through iman until Allah and His Prophet is more beloved to you than all. Now this is a way to gain the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and there's an even bigger bonus at the end of it. The hadith continues, and he says, "Man ahabbani kana ma'i fil jannati." That the one who revives my sunnah, and the one who loves me, and the one who loves me will be the one who will be with me in Jannah. We were happy when I told you about our family being with us in Jannah. What about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam? Being with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam in Jannah. For the one who clears his heart of all ill feeling, malice and hatred and ill will towards human beings, towards everyone. A Muslim looks at it, spreads the rahmah. He is rahmatul lil alameen, and in this is proof that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was rahmatul lil alameen. Finally, when I started the discussion on the need to be obedient to parents, I spoke to you, I recorded that hadith where Jibreel came and said to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ameen, Ameen, say Ameen 3 times. There are 3 opportunities that were grouped together. These 3 opportunities, for the one who fails and end up into Jahannam, Jibreel alayhi salam is asking Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam to say Ameen when I say, may Allah, فَأَبْعَدْهُ اللَّهُ, may Allah remove him from his mercy. Say Ameen. Confirm that person for the 3 opportunities. The first is the opportunity for the one who Allah keeps alive in Ramadan and fails to secure forgiveness. The second opportunity is the one whose parents Allah has kept alive in their old age, and he fails to treat them the way he should, and he ends up into Jahannam. And the third opportunity is the one in whose heart there is no love for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that love does not bring him to say to send salutations, to send salam ala Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam when you hear his name. Either when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's name is mentioned, we do not send salam on him. That is also a reason. That's an opportunity. So the Ramadan comes once a year. Your parents comes for a few years. And this opportunity is knocking at your door every time you hear the name of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, to say sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Say it, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. May Allah bring our hearts to revive the love for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, to practice his sunnah, to revive the sunnah in our hearts, such that he will become beloved, and so beloved that we will be kana ma'i fil jannah. We will be with him on the day we will be with him in Jannah. For loving Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam will lead you to being with him on the day of judgment. You will end up with him. May Allah give us the tawfiq to make Rajab, make Shaban this month of increasing our a'mal, fasting in the three days, which is the 13th, 14th, and 15th. One has to fast. And this is a confirmed sunnah for all the months, but Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to fast in this month more than any other month. So you increase your individual a'mal, your individual ibadah, and try to fast and protect yourself from the sin of shirk, the sin of riyad, the sin of insincerity, and the sin of keeping malice and hatred in your heart for others. وَجَزَاكُمُ اللَّهُ خَيْرًا. Assalamu alaikum.